Palm Beach International Boat Show 2022. Particularly exciting for me is this new Grand Banks 85. A completely revolutionary way forward in boating. A bit of amazing stats on this boat. 85 feet long, starting from $7.5 million. Now there's a lot of technology behind the scenes in this boat. It's made up of extremely advanced construction methods. All of this superstructure is carbon fiber. There's a mixture of exotic materials, carbon fiber, Kevlar, and the hull is vacuum infused, which means it's an inner and an outer hull, and high density foam pumped at high pressure between those two hulls to achieve an incredibly strong, stiff structure that doesn't require internal bulkheads for its strength. So stepping aboard, I'm going to approach this boat in an unusual way because it's an unusual boat. So we're going to head down through this garage space. You can see a couple of paddle boards. Now what you typically expect is perhaps a garage or a storage area like this, finishing about here on a boat this size. So this is extended forward. You'd normally expect to be walking into an engine room at this point. Instead, you step into crew accommodation that rivals, let's say, a typical 50-foot flybridge, luxury flybridge. So we've got laundry here, access out up onto the main deck. We've got a double captain's cabin here. A really spectacularly nice ensuite heads. Bear in mind this is crew accommodation. A really nice crew galley. This is pull-out refrigeration. You've got a combi, microwave and oven, TV, and then you've got another crew cabin here. And now behind this waterproof door, we're going to head aft again, and I'm going to explain the secret sauce behind this boat. Now this boat doesn't have an engine room, it has engine rooms. It also is powered by these IPS units. There you can see the pod drives, and there you can see the IPS 1350. These are 1,000 horsepower each, so this boat has 2,000 horsepower. You would expect a boat of this size, typically, bear in mind the boat does nearly 30 knots, does 27 knots flat out. This boat is running on the same horsepower that you'd expect to find in a typical 55-foot boat, and this is 3 times the hull volume. So this is mimicked port and starboard. So all these spaces have in them are engines, and there you've got your Fisher Panda generators, and again these are port and starboard. So it's a very efficient way of doing things because all the mechanical heat here is aft. So let's take a look at this luxurious accommodation. This is the Sky Lounge version, so it's an enclosed bridge essentially. This is offered as an open bridge, a flybridge version. So we have access port and starboard, and we have a passerelle here. I'll point to the details on the bathing platform. You're probably wondering where you'd launch a tender from. So this flips out. You have a platform that lifts up. The tender would sit on chocks over here, so the tender can be launched from this flip up platform, and it can also be raised out over the water almost like a sky beach, or drop down into the water to create its own beach or little island platform behind the boat. So a lot of hidden stuff, very cleanly tucked away. Now again, as we move up to the aft deck, not what you'd expect typically of Grand Banks. This really is a very contemporary, cool space. So this lovely teak table inlaid with the Grand Banks inlay there. We have a wet bar here, trash, storage, more drawers, and then to the left we have isotherm refrigeration and another cooler below. Tops off with this lovely Corian worktop. As the teak transitions to a modern flooring, a bit of the secret in this boat, this ultra modern construction, the boat extensively, everything that we're looking at superstructure wise is carbon fibre. And all of these decorative membranes within the boat, so the wood paneling that you see, the windows, all become part of the structure. So the structural calculation of this boat is all the internal components become part of that rigid structure, which has enabled to create a huge open space, very, very beamy, and a lightweight hull with exceptional performance. So out of this port bulkhead there's a 65-inch flat screen TV, and again this lovely open airy space, really quite unexpected if you've ever been on a traditional Grand Banks. Then moving up, have refrigeration, you've got a cocktail bar area here, storage for glasses and so on and so forth, crockery, and glassware. And again, very elegant furnishings, Grand Banks logo, just a lovely fresh airy space, these massive windows flooding the saloon with light. So moving forward, what's this Sky Lounge boat, you don't have a helm, but you have a control station, a docking station. So here we are at this fold down secondary helm station. It's a docking helm station, not a driving helm station, but with clear view to the sides. You can look out on deck and use the joystick to pilot yourself in. This boat is also equipped with a yacht controller, which will use the forward and reverse and these variable thrusters, bow thruster, and you'll be able to stand on the aft deck if necessary, or the back of the flybridge to bring a boat in. So let's take a look at this galley. So you have Liebherr refrigeration. So you have this pull-out pantry storage, combination microwave, steam oven, an oven, and a Miele induction hob. And of course, this lovely view forward of this open airy boat. Okay, so moving down into the accommodation, one would argue this could be called a tri-deck yacht. It's more of a sort of 2.5 deck yacht, but nevertheless, coming down, there's a reason for this raised area and why you've essentially got a mid-level deck. So under here, oh, there we go. So one of the specific ways that Grand Banks have dealt with distributing weight throughout this boat, which is what defines its extraordinary performance and efficiency. So this space here, this is dedicated to electrical systems. And we're moving all the way forward. There's the bow thruster right there. So the reason they've done this is, one, mechanically isolating the systems, that being propulsion and house systems, air conditioning, so on and so forth, so it's more serviceable, but it keeps these critical units away from the heat of the engines, so they're more efficient from a running point of view. But this hallway here, you've got the day head and you've got a shower as well. Very airy, lots of light. And then moving forward, this is where the guest accommodation is. So we have a twin cabin here with its own ensuite. And nice on this particular boat, a boat this size, it has its own dedicated dayheads. So nobody's sharing their bathroom with anybody else. And here's the VIP forward.
Crazy every once in a while, but...
And we have a good 7-foot standing headroom all the way round here, full king size bed, lovely plush carpet, and this really nice cool feel with all this cream leather paneling, linens mixed in with this satin walnut cabinetry. So we have hanging storage, more drawers, and of course you've got 2 big drawers under the bed. So let's head aft. As I mentioned, this is sort of a 2.5 floor boat, but now you've seen the engineering, you can understand why. So heading down, this is hull number 1, and this was built specifically, this layout, for this particular owner. Now this would normally be a full beam master, and I'll show you through the master shortly, but the owner wanted a mid cabin for the grandchildren. Isn't that lovely? So let's take a look at the master. So as I mentioned, typically this would be full beam, but because of this this nursery cabin essentially, still a very large airy cabin indeed. Again, these lovely line lockers, and we've got hidden compartments. There's his and her with a dressing table. Now this particular owner, again showing the custom aspect of this boat. See if I can pull this out here. Is learning to play the piano, so she wanted a piano built in to the boat, and of course Grand Banks were happy to accommodate her. So we have this midships king size bed, and here is the ensuite, his and her sinks, lovely walk-in shower, and this glass frosts at a touch of a button, so clear to frosted electrically. So heading back up, we can head up to this expansive sky deck. So we've seen the accommodation. Now let's take a look at the sky bridge. So we have this huge folding sunroof or sliding sunroof, and of course this lovely airy sky lounge, and up to a very modern helm. So you've got these companion seats here, you've got storage here for charts and so on and so forth. That's mimicked on that side also, and then a typically modern triple 18-inch Garmin's. You've got your Volvo Penta screen here as well, Humphreys trim tabs, more Garmin mini display, your autopilot, their FLIR controls are here. You've got your joystick control, your engine controls, and your side power thruster controls. These actually have a hold function, so this boat, you can hold the boat on the dock using the thrusters. It will just keep the boat from moving out, or just keep it in place. So if you're short-handed, this boat can be run relatively easily. And of course, from here you get this epic view forward over the bow. And moving aft, this boat full of storage everywhere you look. You've got a nice wet bar here, isotherm refrigeration. You've You've got a dishwasher down here, Miele dishwasher integrated in here. And of course, just like we had down below, storage and dedicated crockery. All safely stowed and held in place. And moving aft, again, we've got an outdoor entertainer, you've got indoor, outdoor. This really is an entertainer's dream, this boat. More refrigeration, you have the same below. Trash, sink. Of course, you've got your grill. And room here for up to 4 sun loungers looking directly aft out over the water. And what a lovely view here of the Intracoastal and Palm Beach breakers over there. And then heading back in through the Sky Lounge. This also doubles as a TV or a movie area, so we have another large flat screen that comes directly out from behind that seat to fill that area there. So rounding up this fantastic boat, I'm going to put all the specs after this. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos.